Hotel Golf Mobile monitoring.
Good evening and welcome to the NoBARC N1ISD 9-1 Newcomers Roundtable, which meets the first Sunday of the month at 6 p.m. on the 146.91 repeater with a PL of 162.2, or by Echolink at K1FFK-R. Purpose of the roundtable is to welcome newly licensed and newly upgraded hams to the VHF portion of the spectrum and enable them to meet with each other and more experienced hams for the purpose of asking and answering questions, exchanging information, and building friendships. Your moderator tonight is Whiskey 1 Tango Tango Tango. Name is Dave. I'm located in Hinsdale, Massachusetts. When checking in, please check in slowly using proper phonetics. Check-ins on Echolink at K1FFK-R. Please call now. Check-ins on the K1FFK 146.91 repeater. Please call now.
Whiskey 1, Juliet, Papa, Jake, Pittsfield, Mass, Commercial Power.
This is Whiskey Alpha 1 Zulu Hotel Mike, WA1ZA John, in Pittsfield.
Battery power.
Call in, we had a double with John there, but this is Kilo Charlie 1, November Hotel Golf, Alex and Adam.
Okay, that's a good start. I'll give one more call. Anybody who wants to check into the Newcomers Roundtable on the 146.91 repeater, please call now.
Here is Kilo Charlie 2, Bravo Lima Echo, Ted, Hudson Falls, New York.
Okay, welcome everybody to the Newcomers Roundtable tonight. And right at the moment, I have W1JJP, Jake, N1ZGA, Josh, WA1ZHM, John, KC1NHG, Alex, and the KC2, I believe I've got DLE, Ted. If that's correct. If not, any corrections, please call now. Hearing none, we'll go to the top of the list here and start out with Jake. I do not have the Zoom session running tonight. I can if anybody would like it, but at this point I don't think it's necessary. We'll just do a straight out Newcomers Roundtable tonight. And I believe in the future we're going to have a couple of Zoom training sessions coming up. We'll talk more about that later. Whiskey 1, Julia, Papa, Jake, what do you have for us tonight?
I always hate being the first one out of the bat here. I don't have too much on the plate. I guess more of a question for you, but we can discuss it. Is more curious about next weekend's emergency drill we've been talking about. So I'm sure you'll give us updates on that. But other than that, I don't have anything pressing right now. We'll see what everybody else has, I guess.
Okay, very good. I will mention right at the moment for you and anyone else that's listening, there's a couple of, I sent the document out to you and Alex and a few other Aries members for the upcoming drill next weekend. I haven't read it yet. I've got to get in there and look it over and see what's there. I've also got a telephone conversation coming up with Bob, our director, and our emergency coordinator, and see what else he needs or what he wants. I know he wants us to work on Simplex to see what we can do for communications around the county and Western Mass. And that's a little bit on the difficult side with the number of people we have and the locations that we have. So we'll do the best we can. So we'll discuss that further on down the line. Let me roll. N1ZGA, Josh, anything up there new in Vermont? Okay, Josh, thank you for that. I will make one other point at this time, that if any one of you amateurs out there have the willpower, I'm going to call it, to run one of these nets on Sunday evening, be more than welcome to get to the preamble and let you give it a shot for practice or whatever. So with that, we'll move on down the list to WA1 ZHM. John, I know you're going to have something for us.
Yes, this is WA1ZHM. I'd like to put my name in the hat. If you need an alternate, you get a hold of me. I'd be glad to take it. I know the preamble by heart. Anyway, I was thinking of things to say, and I was going to mention the importance of honing your skills in soldering and wiring. But nobody does that anymore. I'll let it go around a little bit, and I'll think of another topic. You know, it's too bad, but I guess all the old skills are being lost. I really was proud of my soldering at work. That's what I did for a living. I was an inspector for General Dynamics also. Well, I did what they call a wire wrap. Nobody even knows what that is anymore. But solder and wire used to be very important in our amateur radio hobby. Not so much anymore. Over to you, WA1ZHM.
Well, thank you, John, and that's a good point, because I do have that on one of my lists for either a class or a talk about soldering and stuff, because it has faded out because of the new technology and the radios and stuff. Even myself, I don't like to get into a radio that I can't move things around on or unsolder and solder things back down, because every time I try something like that, I end up cooking a radio. So Very good. But you know, if you go out for field day or any emergency or whatever, it's always good to know how to solder and solder properly. So with that, we'll move down the line to KC1 NHG. Alex, what's new up in Adam?
Nothing real exciting going up here. Just kind of raining, and I'm got a window open, enjoying hearing the rain out of the town. Munching on dinner during the net. I did get a chance to read through a good portion of that document, what the Red Cross is looking to do, and a lot of it, what I'm seeing is WinLink. So I wanted to put out an offer to any of the hams here who are interested in digital modes and WinLink to give me a call sometime. But nothing particularly exciting up here, just getting ready for this event. I'm standing up another packet station for it. KC1 NHG, back to net.
Okay, very good, Alex. And I'll ask you, did you get my email I sent out the other day just to test the WinLink?
Yes, I did. I saw that this morning. I have replied, and actually at 6 o'clock on the dot, my reply was sent out by my auto deployment script. So the reply has been sent to your station.
Okay, very good. I'll check on that later. And I will mention it, and I'm sure Alex is open to this. If anybody wants to learn about WinLink in the short period of time we got, if we need to, I'd be willing to set up a Zoom session for that so that we can go over it, try to get more people up on WinLink and make it available. We do have a connection through the digipeater up in Mount Greylock to connect into a WinLink station, so we do have options of getting our signals out of the county either via 2 meters or HF. I prefer HF, but the last time I tried, I couldn't get into a station reliably. So that's all stuff we need to work on for emergency communications. And I'm sure that most of you realize, let me roll, that emergency communications is one of the topics that I harp on all the time because it's a very important thing. We need to be ready should something happen that knocks out other means of communication. And that's what the Aries group is trying to do. They're trying to set it up and get it so that people are able to get up and running in a fairly short amount of time and with a good degree of professionalism, meaning they know what they're doing with their radios and how to get things solved if something should go wrong. So with that, I'll move down the list here. Actually, let me take another roll call. Anyone else that wants to join the Newcomers Roundtable this evening, please call now.
Here is Whiskey 1, Delta Mike Whiskey, W1, DMW, David in Richmond, battery power.
Whiskey 1, Delta Mike Whiskey. Welcome aboard, David, in Richmond. That's, I don't know if I've heard you. I'm sure I've heard you on before. So, okay, let me go to the next gentleman on the list, Ted, KC2 DLE. Do you have anything to add to this round table?
Well, thank you. I'm I used to be a regular on this net many years ago. Then I kind of drifted away from it. Then I kind of lost track of it. And all of a sudden I happened to find you the last month that you were, I found you after you had closed up the net. I said, oh, you're on Sunday nights instead of Monday nights. So, yeah. As far as being, I've been at this for a little while, but I haven't been in here in a long time. I spent this morning and most of this afternoon installing a new 2-meter antenna. So I'm just wondering, at the moment, somebody would tell me how it sounds. I know this is into a repeater, but for my distance, I'm just curious as to how it sounds.
Okay, it sounds great right at the moment. I'm not sure exactly where you said you were located, but the radio, it's solid in the repeater. The audio's good. I wouldn't change anything at this point. And I'd be curious to know what you're running for power.
Okay, well, very good. I'm up here in Hudson Falls, New York, which is about 50 miles north of Albany. And I'm running, I purchased an MFJ, the stacked 5/8, and it gives me about 7 dB gain or so, and I'm running 30 watts from the radio. The radio is FTDM 3100 2 meter, strictly FM, and puts out. I mean, max power is at 60, but I'm running it on mid power.
Okay, Ted, very good. You might even be able to go down lower if you want to try it next time around. But no, it sounds great right at the moment. I wouldn't worry about it. Sounds like I got a good setup there. Okay, we'll move down to Whiskey 1, Delta Mike Whiskey, David in Richmond. Anything you have for the newcomers roundtable?
W1 DMW. I have nothing in particular. Just thought I would join in. Been listening for a couple since they started on Sunday nights. I've been a ham about since I think 2016. So on the grand scheme of things, sure I'm still considered new. One of the things I've been doing lately is playing around with SDR, software-defined radio, and that's kind of interesting. But other than that, just gonna listen out. W1 DMW.
Okay, Dave, very good. Yeah, we all have different things we like to play with. I know Alex is up there playing with the Raspberry Pis, trying to get them set up for digital communications and stuff. Myself, I'm toying with the digital communications. I'm on WinLink and trying to get a couple of Raspberry Pis set up for packet and other things. I do have 2 radios here that are being set up for packet radio that I'm hoping to put out in either Berkshire County or a little further out, try to make a link that we can use should the internet go down or whatever, and just have our own little packet frequency for Berkshire County, Western Mass. So that's in the works. Like I say, I got 2 packet units for that. Got another 2 on standby here. Actually, one I'm talking on right now. And hopefully I can build that system out a little bit and make it useful for the Aries group. So let me drop and see if anybody else would like to sign in for the Newcomers Roundtable tonight. Okay, I know there's got to be other people out there listening, so that's the whole purpose of this net, is to get people to not be mic shy and get in and pass around topics that might be useful for people, whether it's building antennas, anything, setting up satellite units, or I forget what they call it. But anyways, you got the packet radios that I'm talking about, the digital modes, FT8, and WinLink, and whatever other topics. I know Alex is interested a little bit in fox hunting, and I know John used to be, and I used to be, and it may be something we want to try and get a group together again and go out and do a little fox hunting to keep our skills up on that, to alleviate any interference that we may be getting in the future. So let me roll, and I'll go to the top of the list again. Julia, Papa, Jake, we're back up to you.
W1JJP. My apologies. I read your email when we were going through the roll here. I totally forgot. It slipped my mind. But like Alex said, it's a lot of win link. So it doesn't seem to be a lot of just point blank direct communications on this drill. With that, my next question, maybe some people could shed some light, is VE sessions. I know you guys are doing one in the field day in June. Fortunately, I'll be out of town, so I don't know if anybody else knows that they're still doing them in person or if everybody's kind of migrated to online, looking to upgrade to a general at some point. So curious if anybody has any information on that.
Well, I can give you they're going to be doing one at the field day in person. And I'm sure you could always give KD2JKV a ring or an email and ask them if they have any means of doing any online stuff in the near future. He's the one that's been running those, so it's worth asking him anyway. And getting back to the simulated test, the packet that I did send out to you was from the American Red Cross, and they're basically interested in just being able to pass traffic securely and without any errors and stuff of that nature. So that's why they're using WinLink and some of those digital modes there. The actual set is going to be doing a few other things too, with the, like I say, the simplex communications to see how we can link relay stations together so that if the repeaters go down, we have a good way of setting up communications. And they're testing it out to see, what stations are capable of doing it, so that we can make up a list of people that are available and needed to set up a link that we can utilize. So we'll let it go at that. Now, I need no ID. Whiskey 1, Tango, 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 here with the Newcomers Roundtable. Looking for anybody else that would like to join into this roundtable this evening. Come one, come all. Okay, let's move down the list. N1 ZTA, Josh. And I'll mention again that Josh is running a YouTube video of our roundtable also. So that's another thing you can take a look at. And that's at his call sign twice. So N1ZGA, N1ZGA, and that should bring up the YouTube video that he's running. So go ahead, Josh. What do you got again? Okay, Josh, very good. I take it you run a lot of HF stuff because you timed out the repeater for quite a period of time that time, and I reset it a little ways into it, so we lost some of your conversation. So next time around, you might want to refresh some of us on that. And remember, there's a 90-second timer. But very good. Let me roll for a second. And as far as WinLink, Josh, search WinLink, go into the WinLink site and download the software they have. You shouldn't need anything else to work with that radio as long as you've got a direct connection to the computer. So it should be fairly simple and straightforward for you to connect up to that. The software is readily available and it's free. Let me roll again. And as far as Ham Radio Deluxe, if you downloaded it recently, you should have an up-to-date one. If not, download the up-to-dated one, because I just got an email from them today of a new version that came out. And the free version of Ham Radio Deluxe you should be able to run. Even though it doesn't have your radio in it, because mine didn't have the 991A, but it had a 900. And the 900, the functions were pretty much the same, so it will work. If you have a problem with that, call Ham Radio Deluxe support and talk to them, and they should be able to get you straightened out on that. It's not a bad little program. I'm not too familiar with it, but it's worth looking into. Okay, let me move on down the list here. Well, let me take a break here. Anybody else want to join the Newcomers Roundtable this evening? Call now. Whiskey 1 Tango Tango Tango.
KC1ORS. I missed the beginning of this, unfortunately, but I was a newcomer back in February. My name is Logan Rozier.
Okay, let me have your call sign and your name again, please. I wasn't quite ready for that one.
My name is Logan Kilo Charlie 1 Oscar Radio Sierra.
Good, Logan. Yeah, we start at 6 o'clock, first Sunday of the month. And yeah, somebody else mentioned that it used to be on the Mondays, but we changed to Sunday because I figured more people are off lounging around the house like I am. I don't work on Sunday evening, so it was a good time for me. So that's why we're here. Okay, stand by, and we'll get down the list here to you. Let me take one more crack and see if anybody else wants to join in too. Call now. WA1 ZHM, John. Back to you.
WA1ZHM and the N1ISB Newcomers Roundtable. Ham Radio Deluxe, yeah, I've used that program and I liked it. I used it extensively. Yeah, I've also used Echolink, and that works fine too. It's very simple. It's very easy. Just download the freeware, go about it, follow the directions, away you go. So things are getting more usable. You don't have to read a 3-inch thick manual anymore. I've got manuals in my closet that are collecting dust. I don't know. Unbelievable stuff. I've even got the books that I started out with, 50 years ago, learning electronics. Basic electronics manuals and guides. Now, there's a good start for anyone that wants to really get into the profession, let's say, of electronics. Start with the basics. Always learn the basics because that's your foundation, that's your footing. They don't change. They stay the same. All of the formulas and all of that stuff.
Turn off. ready.
Summer's roundtable. Here I am rambling on. I probably timed it out.
Yes, you did. Okay, we'll let it go though. But yeah, good on the books. It's always good to have some literature to look back at times. So very good on that, John. Yeah, you did time it out, but I reset it again and caught most of what you said. So very good. All right, I'm going to move down the list here to KC1NHG, Alex, and I got no clue what that text message meant, but we'll get to that eventually. Go ahead, Alex. What do you got?
What I do know right now is, isn't the tradition, if you're the one to time out the theater, you have to buy everybody a beer? Hi. Yeah, I don't have anything particularly exciting right now. I'm looking at standing up. I just picked up a all-band, all-mode radio that covers VHF and HF. So my current project is to get that running, digital modes, of course, because that's my shtick. So if any of you guys have used the Yaesu FT818 or the FT817, I'm standing up one of those right now. If anyone has a particular enjoyment of it, let me know. I'm still picking it apart. My other radios are Yaesu, so I figured the interface would be similar, but there's been a bit of a learning curve. So if anyone has any ideas or interesting ideas for me to try with it, go ahead and let me know. KC1NHG, back to that.
Okay, Alex, very good. Yeah, I just, for your knowledge and maybe mine at the same time, I happen to be looking at NetLogger tonight because I was playing with that earlier today and found out there's a Raspberry Pi net on NetLogger. It's on 446025 FM. The call sign attached to it is W2JLD. I'm gathering he's from New York. Might be somebody we want to try to talk to and see if there's any more information available. There's a PiNet All-Star, so I'm not sure what he's got going on there. I may have to try to find out about that frequency and see if we can get to it. But anyways, great. Yeah, if anybody has any information for Alex, feel free to pass it along. Moving down the list, KC2BLE. Ted, back down to you.
K1FFK.
Well, now this is my low power setting on my radio, so it should be about 5 watts. And so am I making it okay?
I would say perfect. Not a problem copying you at all. You good into the repeater, no flutter on you, and the audio is great.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. It's good to know. Successful installation. Yeah, up here, we're pretty active up here. We've got a 10-meter net on Monday night, sideband, 28,400 at 7 o'clock. If anybody wants to try to make the trip, and then Tuesday night on the 146.73 machine, we have a Races net. Wednesday nights we have a Tech net, which we go over questions from the 3 tests and questions anybody else might have. And then Thursday nights we have a Rag 2. So that's, and of course now we're getting everything ready for field day. We're, even though it's not quite officially yet, we're working through the state of New York, but we hope to be back up on Prospect Mountain this year. And we're looking forward to that. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it from up here. I've got to drop out, so take me out of your rotation. And glad I found you guys again. This is Kilo Charlie 2, Bravo Lima Echo 73.
Okay, Ted, very good, and glad to have you join us. If you get a minute, though, would you send me those nets via my email, my call sign at arro.net?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, it'd be appreciated. And hopefully you guys can get up for field day. We're going to be doing field day, I believe, up in Windsor, Mass, up on top of the hill at an old airstrip. So it should be a good time. All right, we'll move down the list. 7th Street, Ted, you take care, and we'll talk to you again. Remember, first Sunday of the month at 6 p.m. All right, moving down the list to W1 DMW. David, back to you.
W1 DMW. So if I have this figured out, and by figured out I mean where to find the website, WinLink and APRS are two different things. Is that correct?
That would be correct, yes.
Okay. Well, it seems like it's popular, and I guess we'll say important, so I'm going to look into that and see what we can make of it. Other than that, I hope to be at field day. Should be in town, so that should be good. I haven't been to a field day before, so looking forward to just hop in at least for an hour or so. And other than that, I guess back to the roundtable. W1 DMW.
Okay, Dave, very good. You don't know, are you an Aries member already or not? And if you're interested in it, it's simple to sign up for. No real big commitment to it, but it's nice for us to have a roster of people we can call on. And you seem to be, I think, the only one I've heard in Richmond so far.
That sounds about right. It's quite possible, because I remember Peter, KD2JKV, asking one time if I could go on and update my stuff. So if there's been a new roster and things, I may not have been carried over, but I think I probably signed up years ago. So I'll either re-sign up or make sure I'm updated.
Yeah, check out the website at wma.arrl.org. Org. And under emergency communications, there's a tab there for signing up as a new member, or if you've signed up and you know your password to get in and check your data, that's fine. But if not, you may need to sign up again, so we get everybody on the new database and try to get this operation back up and running. Very good. I'm glad to see the interest, and hopefully you get a chance to see you eyeball to eyeball up at the field day maybe. Very good. All right, we'll move down the list to KC1ORS. Logan, what do you have for us this evening?
For me, KC1ORS, I just have really only gotten into the hobby in February, and I've had to just get into it as much as I can as I do with how much time I have. Looking into field day, trying to see what I can do about it. I've only recently gotten a mobile radio and don't really have mobile power for it, but I'm still interested in learning more about that also.
Okay, whereabouts are you located, Logan?
I'm right down in Lenox, right around the Pittsfield border.
Okay, very good. I'm sure for field day, if you're interested, I'm sure they'd welcome you up to Windsor and maybe go up there for a couple hours and maybe run a radio of theirs or bring yours with you, whichever you'd like to do. I don't, check with KD2JKV and see if you want to get on the list for operating or just showing up and checking out the people that are up there doing it. The more the merrier.
To check into that, see if I can make time to go out.
Okay, and also, as I mentioned to David about Aries, if you haven't checked into that, or if you're interested in that, please check that website and sign in and get involved. And keep your ears open for that simulated emergency test that's going on next weekend. I believe it's on Saturday, and feel free to check into that and help out with wherever you can. Whiskey 1 Tango 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 with the NoBARC N1 ISB 91 Newcomers Roundtable. Is there anybody else who would like to check into the roundtable? Okay, very good. I'm not hearing anybody else. We're running about the same number of people we have every week, which is good. Although I know we're missing a few people that we normally have, but that's okay. It's 6:42. I'm going to call the next round our 73 round, unless anybody else has anything they need to discuss. And remember, any topic is open. You got a topic you want to talk about, that's what we're here for, to find out who has the information you need to answer your questions or whatever. But I'm going to call this the next one a 73 round, because I'm really having a hard time keeping this going tonight, because my wife just brought in the Chinese food and it's sitting out in the other room, and she won't let me get at it with get here. So W1JJP, Jake, back to you.
W1JJP, well, I'm never one to hold somebody back from dinner, so I'll just let it roll so you can go eat. Thanks for putting us on again.
Okay, Jake, very good. 7-3 to you, and keep in touch. It's a pleasure talking to all you guys as we go along. And I'm sure, like I say, next week we hopefully can get enough participation in Berkshire County to make us look at least useful to the Aries group. So 7-3. N1ZGA, Josh, back up to you in Vermont. And if you get a chance, Josh, if you could send me an email with some basic instructions on what you're doing with the videos and how you do it, I'd be interested in knowing that myself. Okay, Josh, thank you very much. And like I said before, if you have a topic, feel free to email me a topic before this. And if I have to dig up information for the topic, we'll do that. If we need to run the Zoom so that we can do a training session on the topic, we can do that too. I have the Zoom available here. And great on that 10-meter net. I'll have to see if I can listen to that. See if we can hear it down here at all. So 7-3, Josh, you have a great evening. Whiskey 1, or Whiskey, yeah, WA1ZHM, John. Nope, never fails. I mess up your call all the time. What do you have again? And this is the 73 round.
I don't have too much left. I hate to keep you from that. Absolutely. It smells good out that too. Well, anyway, I'll let you get at it. Not much further to add. So, other than that, I'll say 7-3. Go get the chow. WA1ZHM. Back to you.
Yeah, I'll have to wait for her to get back here, though. She brought in the chow and then had to run back down there because they forgot to give her something, so she's making a double trip. All right, John, 7-3. We'll be talking to you very soon. Then we'll move down the list to KC1 NHG. Alex, what do you have for the final?
Just for those interested in getting into WinLink, I'm helping somebody else get it up right now, so I'm always happy to lend a hand there. My email is my call, Kilo Charlie 1 November Hotel Golf at gmail.com. For convenience, shoot me a message if you want to know about it. I'm also in the Western Mass Ham Radio Facebook group. I'm up on there a decent amount. I'm going to join up on that. So 7-3 all, if you ever want to know about digital modes, shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to help get you started. You can even do it on the technician's grid. Everyone likes to talk about the HF stuff, but we are able to do WinLink over things like 2-meter packet. It's the same technology that APRS runs on, just we can send emails over that. So it's the barrier of entry is low, and if I can learn to do it, you can learn to do it too. KC1 NHG 7-3 all.
I think one problem with that, Alex, if you can learn to do it, then I can learn to do it. Because you got a lot more smarts than I do. Anyways, Ted's already left out, so hopefully we'll say 7-3 to Ted if he's still listening. And we'll move down to Whiskey 1 Delta Mike Whisker David in Richmond.
W1DMW. 73, everybody. I'm sure I'll be around for the next one. Dave, and, don't waste any time getting to dinner. So other than that, W1DMW. Have a good one, everybody.
I got to ask you before you leave, Dave, the DMW, have you come up with any good phonetics or good alternate phonetics for them?
I haven't, but I probably need to get on that because for whatever reason, it does seem to trip people up sometimes. So I think that would be worth my while to brainstorm that. I'll work on that. W1DMW.
Okay, well, if you don't mind whiskey, it's a good one. Anyways, have a good night. 7-3.
Drink my whiskey.
Yeah, do somebody else would come in too. All right, moving down to KC1 ORS. I want to make sure I got that call right. It's Oscar Romeo Sierra, correct, Logan?
KC1 ORS, Kilo Charlie 1, Oscar Radio Sierra. That is correct. I have nothing more to add. I'm honestly really thrilled to hear this many people on the net at once. So really happy and interested in learning about pretty much everything mentioned here with Aries, WinLink, the net that happens up in Bennington. All pretty interesting. I'm happy to be into this hobby now. That's all I've got. KC1 ORS. So easy to you guys.
Okay, Logan, just for everybody's knowledge, including myself, we have 8 people signed into the net. We've been up to about 13 at the highest. So feel free to mention it around, talk to your friends about it, other acquaintances, put it on other nets if you have to. Get the word out. The more we have on here, the more information we have available to us. So 7-3 to you and everybody else on the net. And it's been a great one. And we've almost went another hour on it, so we're doing good. So Whiskey 1, Tango, Tango, Tango. Let's see here. This has been a regular monthly meeting of the NoBARC N1 ISB Newcomers Roundtable. I'd like to thank the Northern Berkshire Amateur Radio for the sponsorship and the use of the repeaters, which I will now return to regular amateur radio use. Thanks to all who checked in tonight. The roundtable is secure at 1851. This is Whiskey 1, Tango, 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 signing clear.
Yeah, say hi to Rosie for me. Thanks for doing it, Dave. WA1ZH.
No problem. I'll say hi to her as soon as she gets back with her, whatever she ordered. They didn't mess up on mine. They messed up on her order. And I love doing the nets. You know, at times it's, you know, I would keep this one going for as long as we have to go, as long as people got stuff to say. But as long as she's got that sitting out there, it's been a late day. It's actually been a weird day today. I haven't felt like doing much of anything today. So we're going to do what we can and try to have a good rest of the evening. So 7-3, John, you take care of yourself, and we will be in touch soon.